The Mormon Church has been fined for hiding $32 billion. Let's get into the article. The Mormon Church and its investment manager was fined for hiding $32 billion. The U.S. SEC, the Securities and Exchange Commission, fined both the investment firm Ensign Peak Advisors, that's their name, and the Church of Latter-day Saints, aka the Mormon Church, for not reporting monies it placed in shell companies. So a shell company, for those who don't know, is not the oil and gas company Shell. That's what we think of when we think of a shell company. But instead, a shell company, and I had to look this up. This is the definition. A shell company, also known as a shell corporation, is, quote, a firm with no current business activity or significant asset. So it's just there, I believe, to hold monies, but it shouldn't have significant assets, meaning a lot of money. And yet they were stuffing money inside there, according to the SEC. How much did I mentioned that the government, U.S. government / SEC, fined the Mormon Church and its investment manager? How much did they fine them? The SEC fined both the Mormon Church and the investment manager, again, their name is Ensign Peak Advisor, for a total of $5 million measly dollars. It's a terrible message. And for those who don't know, I know there's a lot of people who are going to say $5 million is not measly. It's not a small amount. $5 million is a small amount when you consider that they're dealing with billions of dollars worth of investments and capital. And so it's nothing. If I was an investment firm and I was playing with billions of dollars, this would not prevent me from dealing in the same manner that I did. I'd just pay the $5 million and keep doing what I was doing. And so they should have fined them a lot more than $5 million. That's not going to prevent any company or steer them away from, doing the same thing. And it shows how much our government is out of touch and in bed with a lot of these corporations, companies, investment firms, and so on. This is a slap on the wrist. It's not a harsh punishment. And not only did they hide $32 billion, which is bad enough by itself, but they also started hiding money since 1997. Yeah, 1997. So from 1997 until 2019, which is 22 years, they've been hiding money. It only hit 32 billion, the amount, by 2018. So it was accruing. The amount was accruing over time, and it hit 32 billion by 2018, according to the SEC. Nevertheless, they were still hiding money, even if it was a small amount since 1997. The SEC also said something that about this that I kind of found disturbing. They said Ensign Peak, which again is the investment firm for the Mormon Church, it said, quote, they went to great lengths to avoid disclosing the church's investments, depriving the commission and the investing public of accurate market information. Meaning, what does that mean? That means they're pissed at both the Mormon Church and the investment firm for hiding the information from them, the SEC, and for hiding it from potential investors. Meaning they don't give a damn about the public at large, or the lack of business ethics that they took part in, looking out for the public's interest. They don't give a damn. The SEC / the government doesn't give a damn about the public interest. What they're pissed about is that they hid it from them, and that they hid it from rich potential investors. And that's who the government, the U.S. government, now represents. It does not represent the American people at large. It represents wealthy investors. And if you screw them, the government, it's going to come back and go after you. Not because it's doing so at the for the public's interest. It's doing so because in spite of them being screwed over. The government does not the U.S. government does not represent the American people or their interests. That ship has long sailed. And so how did I mentioned this $32 billion and how the SEC came across it. How did this all come to light? How did everybody in the SEC know that the Mormon Church and its investment manager / firm was hiding this $32 billion? It was all from a whistleblower. Most likely Mormon himself or herself. The article didn't mention, but it was most likely somebody who was Mormon and who felt that the church's leadership was misleading and misguiding its followers and violating federal tax rules. So I believe that they're most likely a Mormon guy or woman who, felt maybe not a conscious, but conscience, but felt that the church was misleading its people, its followers, and so that they felt that they had to, in addition to violating federal tax rules, that's why they felt they needed to come forward. But that's what I think about this story. What do you guys think about this story? Like the video, it helps with the algorithm. Subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think about this story. $32 billion worth. And if you're listening to this on the podcast, tweet me. Let me know what you think about this story there. Take care.